Eminence. Go throw them knees up in the air.
9, 8, 7. We have a go for main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff.
She says to me, I hear pain in her voice. Then we danced underneath the candelabra. She takes the lead. That's when I saw it in her eyes. It's over. And she said, "Te amo." Then she put her hand around my waist. Told her no, she cried, "Te amo." Told her I'm not gonna run away. Let me go. I saw you to cry. I'll ask you why. I said, "Te amo." Somebody tell me what she said. Don't it mean I love you? Think it means I love you. Don't it mean I love you? Te amo, te amo. She's scared to breathe. I hold your hand and got no choice. Meet me out on the beach, danced in the water. I start to leave. She's begging me and asking why it's over. And she said, "Te amo." Then she put her hand around.
What is up, SFL Nation? And welcome back to SFL Nights with AJ Striker. Thank you so much for joining me today or tonight or whenever you decided to hit that play button or turn on that radio dial. Really appreciate it, y'all. And I am joined by the host with the most, Mr. Diggy. How you doing?
Good. Glad to be back.
Glad to have you back, man. Glad to have you back. You know, last week was kind of a busy week, starting a new job and everything, so trying to get acclimated with the system and the schedule. But we're back, baby. We're back.
Yeah. Hey, just to let you know, I had all my notes and everything done for you. But congrats on the new job. I'm glad you got everything rolling over there. Now it's just time to fine tune all the time adjustments you got to do with your new hours and everything. So
Absolutely.
I'm happy for you.
Appreciate
Hopefully this
it.
one's a lot better for you.
It is. Well, I get 3 days off now. So yeah, definitely.
That's a plus.
It is.
I take a pay cut for more time at home. You know.
That's right. I mean, and you know, hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta step back to get ahead. So, but we have a great show for you this evening. We're gonna be doing SFLm. excuse me, going over SFLm Week 5 review, doing our picks for Week 6. Our hot topic question for the night will be continuous progressions all season and off season. Is this a beneficial idea to teams and to the league, or is it not? And then we're going to have my fourth and goal interview that features Mr. Bo Martin Jr. and Mr. Demond Simien and Mr. Ryan Davis, rookie Ryan Davis, coming over from, I want to say, the Lexington Miners. But either way, it's going to be a great show. And let's get started. So, Week 5 review. Tacoma Grizzlies faced the San Jose Flight, where the Flight won 38-14. Now, Tacoma had 282 yards passing, 90 yards rushing, 372 total. Their time of possession was 26 minutes and 19 seconds with 3 mistakes. San Jose had 288 yards passing, 153 yards rushing for 441 yards total. Their time of possession was 17 minutes, 12 seconds. Clean game with no mistakes. Player of the game was wide receiver Ryan Arlovsky. Please forgive me if I got your name wrong. But 9 receptions, 238 yards, 3 touchdowns, and averaged 26.4 yards per catch. Fantastic work, Ryan. Diggy, what did you think about this game?
Kind of gave me flashbacks a little bit. You know, San Jose, Blanco started off great with a touchdown pass. Their defense did well, but Ben Jackson, he just was more than persistent and did enough to get them in position to keep giving Tacoma first downs. They tied it up at 7 early, but for San Jose to continue to push the way they did with their quarterback going down and have that backup come in there and play as well as they did, it said a lot about the team as a whole, stepping up and finishing strong like that and pulling it out. It was a great game, and like I said, anytime I see this now, it's like it's been burned into my head, the pizza stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when they went down and had their backup quarterback come in, and it's not like they said during the game, it's not very often that a backup comes in and plays that well.
Exactly.
So it's always a plus when they do. So it was a great pull for them, and congrats on them.
Indeed. The Lincoln Rattlesnakes took on the Ottawa Cavalry, and Lincoln won 19-14. Very close game. Rattlers had 274 yards passing, 170 yards rushing, 444 total. Time of possession 30 minutes, 12 seconds with 4 mistakes. The Cavalry had 171 yards rushing, 171 yards passing, 41 yards rushing for 212 total. Time of possession was 13 minutes, 48 seconds with 2 mistakes. Player of the game was halfback Logan Lee. 29 attempts, 175 yards, 1 touchdown, and 25 reception yards. Now, Diggy, is it true that Ottawa has not won a game as of yet?
Yep, Ottawa hasn't won a game yet. And if time would have worked out and we could have got on the show together last week, I was going to say that one was kind of a harder one for me to pick a winner on. I thought Ottawa could have pulled that game out. But watching it, of course, Logan Lee had another great game. They lean very heavily on his performance, and he needs to do well. But this game, to me, like I said, was kind of a toss-up for me. And Lincoln's defense did a great job holding Ottawa back. I mean, like you said, holding to 41 yards rushing, held them to 0 points offensively. Those 14 points came from the defense, Ottawa's defense. So, great job to Lincoln for stepping up in that game. And I think we, outside of this, we both picked Lincoln to end up winning it. But yeah, it was a fun game. Even with them being 0-5 now, they're still, exciting to watch. They're still in it. You know what I'm saying? They're not like completely blown out of the water. Mm-hmm. They just got to figure it out, and it's probably a little bit too late to figure out now. You know what I'm saying? For the rest of the season, getting in a hole of 0-5 is going to be tough to come. But I mean, they can salvage what's left of the season, Mm-hmm. So, like I've said before, just because you could go the whole season winless, it's not going to affect your draft stock. And we talked about that on your question, the question for the show. Does coming from a bad team, make people think that your player's not that good? It's not that your player's not that good. It's maybe your player was just put in a scheme that doesn't best benefit them, and the coaches and owners can watch your player and be like, hey, I think this guy's getting used wrong. He'd probably play better over here with, what we run. And you really benefit and take off over there. So don't get discouraged about it. Don't let it eat at you and take the fun away from the SFL. It's just all part of it. Everybody hates losing. I hate losing, but we come back and you'll get your wins.
Indeed. And I think that is a good point that you made earlier. Even though your team is not winning, or it doesn't have a winning record, or isn't like the other ones, that does not affect you. Trust me, it does not affect you. So the Annapolis Navigators battled the Lexington Miners, where the Miners won. And I don't have what was their score? I
didn't put it in my notes, but it was they went off towards the end there.
Okay. Apologies. Okay. While you're pulling that up,
get it on my phone.
Okay. While you're pulling that up, the Miners did have 158 yards passing, 168 yards rushing, 326 yards total. Time of possession 20 minutes, 21 seconds, 1 mistake. The Navies had 287 yards passing, 58 yards rushing, though 345 yards total. Time of possession was 22 minutes, 57 seconds. One mistake. Player of the game was quarterback Chad Moore. 31 completions for 47 attempts, 287 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a quarterback rating of 87.8. So, Diggy, what was that score?
I got it right here. Mm-hmm. It finished out being 23-17 Lexington.
Okay.
So, like I said, I think the last time I was on here, or maybe it was the time before, we made our kind of early championship game predictions. I picked Lexington and Madison. And Lexington is every week looking like, the team to beat. They've got their stuff together, and they got put in some deep spots in this game by Annapolis special teams. But they were able to kind of dig out of those. Annapolis put up a tough fight. They were up, I think, 17-6 right before halftime came. There was like 22 seconds left, and Lexington got that little bit of extra oomph right before the half, and they hit Solomon, and he scored a touchdown there. But Moore got them the lead later in the third with a pass to A. Jackson. Not you, Alex. So yeah, he once they got the lead there, they didn't look back anymore, and Lexington's playing well on both sides of the ball. Moore's really took off this season, and to me, I think Moore and Thumper are kind of leading the quarterback charge this season for me. So.
And there will be some teams that looking for quarterbacks. So.
Yeah, but like I said, Annapolis put up a tough fight. The way it looked early on was Annapolis was going to knock them off. So, props to them for trying as hard as they did. But Lexington's just a tough team right now. So.
Yeah, indeed. Albuquerque, another tough team, and another great game to watch was the Albuquerque Adams taking on the Madison Lynx, where the Adams won 24-20. Another close game, as I figured it would be. Adams had 233 yards passing, with 161 yards rushing, 394 yards total. Time of possession was 22 minutes and 50 seconds with one mistake. Lincoln, 252 yards passing, 66 yards rushing, 318 yards total. Their time of possession was 20 minutes, 58 seconds with one turnover. Player of the game was halfback Josh Slapp. I've been saying that name a lot. 22 attempts, 156 yards, 1 touchdown, and 18 reception yards. So, Diggy, what did you think about this game of the week for me?
I think it should have been your game of the week. It was kind of an old rematch there.
Yeah.
Not two of the teams that have the most championships facing each other in the regular season, and Madison, I think, had a kind of an off week. Giving up the third down conversions and the interception. But like I said before, and you just said, Slapp had a great game despite some pressure from Madison's defense. The Adams looked great. It's good to see everything coming together for them now, because there's some games that we think they should have won and they could have won quite a few times this season. It just didn't pan out right towards the end of the game there. But I definitely see them taking the big win this week and implementing that and kind of rolling with that the rest of the season. So congrats on the win to the Adams.
All right then. Good job, everybody. As long as you're getting your progressions in and you're taking the advice of your coaches, things of that nature, you will be successful in this. Week 6 is upon us now, and it seems like the SFLm season is actually flying by. Like, I felt like we just started last week, and now it's almost ended. But now, Week 6 will include the Madison Lynx taking on the Lexington Miners, which should be a fantastic game. This is going to take place on June the 9th, Friday. Now, Diggy, I'm going to let you go first on this one because you've actually made a great case for both of these teams in your explanations today. So I am curious to know how you're going to lean on this one.
Let me see. Before I do that, let me see where we were at here.
Oh, the pick'ems,
yeah. I'm 9 out of 16. You're 8 out of 16. We both went 3 out of 4. Got 3 out of 4 right last week. So, okay. Just to be fair, we're keeping track. Outside when I don't make the show or you don't got time for me, it's okay. No, I said it earlier, and I said it again this show. I think the championship game will be Lexington Madison. It'll be a rematch from the old championship, where Madison came out on top, and I think they'll do it again. But I say Madison can't come in this week and kind of play like they did last week. They need to be all systems go, cross the T's, dot and I's, mistake-free football. We need to see, Thumper playing like I'm used to seeing him play. What he had three games or so with no interceptions thrown. We need to see that again. Some of the great passes that he makes. But I'm gonna say Madison loses this week, but comes back and stomps them in the playoffs. Get the loss out now, get it out of the system, and get it where it counts. So it's just Lexington's been on a roll, and I think they're playing so well on both sides of the ball. And I'm just gonna shut up. I'm going yeah, but I love you, Madison. I love you, Madison.
He does. I'm actually going to go with Lexington on this one as well. They have been, like I said, on a roll and playing more balanced ball that especially like last week. If you can get both your passing game and your rushing game to be very close, you have a great chance at winning. And their passing and rushing yardage have not been too far off from each other all season long. So I think because of their balanced game, that is what's going to be their balanced gameplay is what's going to be the winning cause of them winning this week. San Jose Flight will be taking on the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, I like to call them the Rattlers, at 5:45 on Friday. I think this is going to be another great game to watch, considering that both teams gave up 14 points last week. I think the offense is going to have to do some work. So the offense definitely is going to be a high-scoring game, for one. And which offense comes out with the fewest amount of mistakes is going to be the winner. And I think that San Jose Flight is actually going to win this game.
Yeah, they're both 3-2, right? So
yes.
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna pick San Jose Flight, and I'm only saying this because I think Lincoln needs to be more than Logan Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I think I brought it up to you prior to us starting the show. I think before the game this week where Slider got a touchdown pass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I think he's only got like 2 or 3 touchdown pass total on the season, and I mean we're rolling into week 6.
Right.
We need something. I mean, like I said before, just last draft, Slider was in the talks of who somebody could possibly draft, right? He was in the QCC talks. I think it was the QCC talks. Hey, will they draft Slider? Will they draft Slider? Will they draft Type Attack? Will they draft? He was in that talk, and right now, performance-wise, I'm leaning more towards, is Moore and Thumper, and Ty's getting him back up in there, but we know what Ty can do too. You know what I'm saying? So that's my top 3 right now, and just this season, it's been a kind of, I don't want to say an off season for him, but the touchdowns just aren't there. So if they can get him rolling, I think they can pull the win out with that 1-2 combo with him and Lee. But I'm saying San Jose Flight for right now.
Okay, gotcha. 7:45 p.m. Eastern on Friday, the Ottawa Cavalry will be taking on the Albuquerque Adams. It's going to be another great game to watch. Diggy, I'm going to let you go first on this one.
I'm going to... Do not take this as a shot. Do not take this as a shot, but Ottawa really has to figure this out. Like I said, salvage the last bit of the season, right?
Right.
Finish strong. It's just something's not coming together for them. And it needs to be fixed. So until that's figured out, and the showing that Ty and them's putting on, I'm going with the Adams.
Yeah, I have to agree. Like you said earlier, Ottawa has been in every game, that they have been playing. They have not been too far off. But going against 3-time winning team, it could be a tall order. Not to say that it's not that it's impossible. Anything is possible. It's just week 6. I'm not sure if it's going to work out that way. But surprise us. Remember, if you don't like what we're saying, just prove us wrong on the field. This is all in good fun. This is all in good spirits. But we would love to prove us wrong. Last game of the night will be the Annapolis Navigators taking on the Tacoma Grizzlies at 8 p.m. This is going to be another great game to watch. The Navies have been on a roll this season. They've got their team progressing well. They've got they're meshing together. Tacoma has also been a great team in past seasons, and even having a pretty good showing this season as well. In this case, though, I think that the Annapolis Navigators are on a roll. They're hot, and I think that they are going to take this win from Tacoma this week. I know. I get it. Same thing. Who you got?
I'll just keep this one quick. I'm gonna go Annapolis over Tacoma.
Okay. Gotcha. Hot topic question is...
It said unstable. Like Annapolis. I don't know if you caught it or not.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
All right.
Hot topic question is continuous progression. All season long and including the off season. Is this a benefit to teams and the league or not? What do you think about this, Ziggy?
Continuous progression. I think let me see how to word this. With the system we're in now and it being slower to progress, I think it's a benefit to the player. It's a reward for having the subscription because, like you said, if we're not playing, we ain't paying. So a lot of us, myself included, I don't renew my subscription until I know I'm playing. So to get some kind of benefit for having that subscription is a reason to keep it. So I agree with it in that part. You're getting rewarded for it. If it was the system we have now, where I still thought the system we had now was progressing a little slow, 1 and 2 points at a time, or 3 points at a time. it still takes a while. You're only, you feel like you've put all these numbers in, and you're only going 63 to 64 or 64 to 66. Unless you get an animation, then you really jump up. So if you're the one that takes a path that I did and just worked on your base, it took a while. It took like over 3 seasons for me to build to where I was. Going into the new game, you're going to progress so much slower. Like you said, any little extra you can do to help the team and your player yourself progress a little bit faster, I would jump on. And then you might get the argument of, well, is it pay to play? Is it fair that you're paying for a year subscription so you can bank all this money when I can only afford to pay when I need my player on the field? Everybody's in a different spot financially. You got to do what's best for you. Just let your team know, hey, I'll be here for the season, but in between, I really need to save that money because I need that for this or what. So I can understand some of it, but if they're doing it, I mean, why not reward them? I mean, we're investing in this league money-wise for our players' build, and then everything else is just a bonus. The shows are a bonus. Eddie's show's a bonus. Axis show's a bonus. The Streets of Talking's a bonus. The extra that Cam and the broadcasters do with these pre-game shows and everything, that's just icing on the cake. I mean, the bulk of it to me is my money is investing in my player, my build. That's my base. That's what I put my money in, and that's why it was tough, looking at these builds people have made and progressing through the past seasons, and being like, hey, I might have to cut this on you. You know what I'm saying? It was hard for me, and it was even harder to talk to some of these people and be like, hey, just a heads up, this is what's coming. And because to me, I think a lot of people view it like I did. It's my investment. That was a base that I thought I would keep that kind of wouldn't be touched because I put the time into it. And if other people didn't put the time into their base and just went straight for animation, that's on them. But I think I said enough on that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's it. A lot of great points. A lot of people do have their different ways of progressing, making their player the way they want them to be. I think this particular formula will allow the players to have a lot more control of their own bills and where they decide they want to spend their money. And in turn, I think ultimately it would make teams value their players a lot more instead of thinking that they are expendable pieces, expendable chess pieces that you can just cast aside whenever you want to. Thank y'all so much for joining us this evening. Really appreciate it. On to our 4th and Goal interview. What is up, SFL Nation? Welcome back to SFL Nights with AJ Striker, 4th and Goal edition. Now, I have 2 good friends of mine that were supposed to be on the show last week, but had to reschedule for various reasons.
Your fault.
Yep. I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did.
Try to throw us under the bus like it was us.
I'm going to do the exact same thing I did last week with my guest that I had. Okay. So I'm going to let you both introduce yourself. Let me know what team you represent, what team you own, what team you represent. And I want to know your favorite color and why. Okay?
Wow, okay.
There's one more thing, too. It was how long you've been in the league. Okay? So let's start with Demond.
Demond Simien, aka Dr. Sim, aka the head ball coach. Stole that from Steve Spurrier.
Stupid, man.
I represent the Houston Headhunters. Previously the Houston Hyenas. I've been in the SFL. I think I'm going on 16 seasons as a player.
Wow.
As an owner, 15 seasons. Came in. I found the league. I think when the league was in season 3. I didn't become a player until season 5 with the Baltimore Crabs. And then season 6, I got my own team, the Houston Hyenas, and been rocking as Houston Hyenas up until season 19. We changed the name to the Houston Headhunters. Yeah.
And your favorite color?
Oh, my favorite color is orange. For those who didn't know, and the reason my favorite color is orange, I mean, I've always had a liking for orange, and when I finally got into like football and stuff and saw the Texas Longhorns, man, that even kicked it off, even more. So blue and orange are my two favorite colors, blue, orange, and black flies right on in there as well. But yeah, orange is my number one.
All right, good deal. Actually, Ramos, his favorite color is orange too. So
I like how you wrote it. Honestly.
Well, practice. Oh.
Yeah.
It's about yourself. Come on here.
You both.
Am I blushing? Can you tell I'm blushing? All right. Speaking of practice, Bo Martin Jr., aka Thick and Juicy, all-star fullback for your Alamo City Artillery. I have been in the league since season 15. I started as a cornerback for the defunct London Knights. I was a cornerback there. I was a mid-season addition in week 6. Spent the next 6 games there with London. After that, for season 16 until present, I've been with what was then the Lone Star Glory. We became the Alamo City Artillery as of season 19, I believe. Yeah. Been looking forward to it. I've been an owner. I was made president after season 18. I became part owner as of season 19, and we've been cooking ever since. And so, yeah, I'm just looking forward to season 21 and going ahead and finishing what we started. Did I miss anything other than my favorite color? I'll get to that. Did I miss anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Favorite color would be royal blue. It's my birthstone, but it just always has been my favorite color. I don't know why. I don't have a cool answer like DR, but yeah, it's just always been my favorite color, and it's royal. So.
All right, then. You gotta show your royalty somehow, other than your name, Thick and Juicy.
Doggone right.
Okay.
He's an undercover Cowboys fan. He loved that away jersey.
Speaking of royal blue,
Is that true?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is blasphemous. I don't even know how he could say that. That is blasphemous. Okay, I am green and gold till I'm dead and cold. You already know.
I mean,
It's blasphemous, like we talking about God.
That is blasphemous. I smite thee.
Demond, you getting me struck down.
Yeah, royal blue blow pop.
Were you ready for that?
Yeah, I promise you, this was not. How would I have known you was gonna ask that question?
Okay, I can't. Demond, stupid. Okay. You just happen to have a Royal Blue lollipop in your back pocket or something.
Carry on.
Okay.
I got water all over my neck. I'll clean it up later. Come on.
Okay. This is gonna be a long night, I swear. Okay. So, gentlemen, tell me. Okay, season 20 is in the season 20 is in the books. I think overall it was a very interesting season. All around, it was definitely one of the most competitive seasons that I've seen in a long time. But I wanted to know your thoughts and your opinions on how your team fared for season 20, and basically your overall thoughts on season 20 for the entire league as a whole. And I will start with you first, Bo.
All right, so you are absolutely what?
No. Come on, I got the giggles.
All right, so
I can't.
Go ahead, Bo. I'm sorry. It was all right, so for me. I'm sorry now. Go ahead.
Now. See, he made me lose my train of thought. What was the question again?
It was, what are your thoughts in season 20?
Got it. Season 20.
Team, and for the entire league.
Yes. So season 20, it was you are absolutely correct. It was a very competitive season. Probably the most competitive season in the SFL so far in the 20 seasons of the SFL. Which is one of the things, and I'll try to touch on this briefly, but that's one of the things that amazes me about this league is how in the world does it continue to get better and better every season? Like, it's amazing how the coaching gets better, the gameplay gets better, the understanding of the game gets better. It's absolutely amazing. And so I do believe season 20 was the best season yet. As far as how we fared, I think we fared about where we expected to fare. Of course, we always have championship aspirations, but we knew that it was going to be a tough season. Baltimore is always the team to beat. And, we knew they were going to try to go out with a bang. We knew they wanted to complete the dynasty era of All Pro 2K8. And so, that was our focus. That was our competition. We played well. We had our ups and downs. We went through some challenges with, the coaching, and we had to address those. And I think that all in all, we did really well. We were happy to get to the playoffs. It was great to be able to continue because we've been in the playoffs every season that I've been in Lone Star with the Lone Star /ACA, with the exception of one. So I feel like that's quite the accomplishment for us, with all of the changes and all of the, everything that we've gone through over the last 3 seasons, especially as far as staff changes, name changes, ownership changes, all of that. So I think it's a testimony to our ownership group and our general managers on how well we were able to hold stuff together. As far as season 21 goes, man, it's going to be a beast. It's really difficult to say how anybody's going to do in season 21 because there's so many unknowns at this particular moment. And we still have a lot to learn even about how the cap's going to work. And I don't know if you plan on touching on this later, so I'm not going to get too deep into it, but there's still a lot of unknowns left on how we can even, right now, leave it up to us. Our players, they're probably not going to be too happy about all the, the cuts we've had to make to get under cap. So, because with our starters, just with having 15, 20 players, to try to make any kind of decent players, you're at the cap just about. So anyway, I don't know if you're going to get into all that. I'll digress on that point until later if you address it. However, super excited for season 21. Now back to myself.
That's a big old kid.
Yeah, for real. For real. Demond.
I agree with both. Season 20 was probably the best season in SFL, and I'm pretty sure that Cameron Irvine, the commissioner, would back that up as well. I've heard him say that this has been one of the best seasons he's ever seen, competitive wise. You look back on the season, Baltimore losing 3 games. Who expected that, right? And they still come out on top as the champions. But man, I mean, who took the lead by surprise this season? I gotta give it to the Atlanta Swarm. Those guys came in and man, they put on a tear. Only losing one game during the regular season and making a push into the playoffs. I think they lost the second round. Was it? No, they won their first game which was in the second round, and they lost in the third round, right?
I think they lost to Baltimore.
Yeah, they lost to Baltimore. They had to buy the first round.
Yeah.
They beat us the second round.
Okay.
And then they lost to Baltimore.
Baltimore in the semifinals. Yeah. So and a lot of people was picking. I think I even picked Atlanta to win that game versus Baltimore. I picked Atlanta to win it all. That's a good program they have over there. And basically, to go back to Houston on my team, man, we started off rocky. We had a slow start. Defense played well, offense played horrible. Basically, I put an offense together during the off season when I was trying to target the tight end, trying to get the tight end more involved into my offense. So I pulled some things out of my offense that I normally use that I know that works, and tried to test out some things that I saw some other teams run, that gets the tight end more involved into the offense or so. And it just didn't work out for us. We wasn't moving the ball downfield in our passing game. And, we was averaging somewhere around 12, 15 points a game or something like that. And it was just horrible for our offense, Mid-season, we ended up winning 5 games in a row, making a push for the playoffs, and came down to the last game of the season, and we met Alamo City, and they they had an awesome game plan. They had an awesome game plan, man. It basically caught us off by surprise, the way how they played us, and they basically single-handedly beat us that game, and I give kudos to them for such a great game plan that they did put together. And the South Division, a lot of people say that the South Division is probably the best division in the league, which could be an argument there. It's very competitive in the South, especially that triangle, the 3 teams in Texas with Fort Worth, Houston, and Alamo City, man. Man, it's like when we play each other, we want to win so we can have that bragging rights, and then we got Mexico City just down below the border there, and they like hell. Mexico and Texas already got a bad rep within itself. They upset with us for winning not winning the Alamo. We lost the Alamo, but getting the independence. So Ramos like, y'all ass belong to us. But nah, he don't literally say that, but he's like, hey man, I got to get up on those Texas boys, and make sure that we come out victorious versus them. And man, I love the South Division. I don't think I would have it any other way. Although man, Fort Worth is a good team. They had a pretty great season this season as well. And hell, Alamo City has always been tough. And I am so glad that Bo Martin Jr. is no longer playing cornerback.
Hey. Don't speak too quickly now.
Do not bring him out of retirement. Keep thick and juicy.
Hey, I'm a Pro Bowler, man.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl, you'll step right on the bench. We don't. Keep thick and juicy out there.
No, Juicy's a Pro Bowler.
How about you saying that your other
Bo Martin never made a Pro Bowl.
Oh, wow.
I should have.
Which he should have.
Yeah, I should have. But we won't get into that. That's a whole different topic. But
not too many cornerbacks can shut down DRCM on one side of the field like Bo Martin had before.
It was fun. It was always a good matchup with DR. But yeah, I should have made at least one, but it just wasn't meant to be. But in my rookie season as thick and juicy, I made the Pro Bowl.
Wow. Well, you made it one way or the other. We'll talk about that. That'll be another show. But so you guys have been getting acclimated with the new game. I'm not sure if you've started running sims. I would imagine, well, Demond, I'm sure you probably have. But Bo, I know that you were on the scouting crew for Alamo City last season. So I don't know if you touched the game, if you actually downloaded it, or if you got the retro in. But I wanted to know, now that you're actually into the game, now that you're building your playbooks, now that you're running sims and getting acquainted with the game, does that change your original perception of the game now that you're into it? Like maybe you started off being apprehensive about it because it's an older game, but now that you're getting into it and understanding it more, now it's a little bit better than maybe what you were thinking at first. And I'll start with you first, Demond.
To be honest with you, I haven't really got in depth with the game yet. I have it downloaded on my PC, but my PC is so it's not a PC, it's a BC. It's before Christ.
You had to shovel some coals in there too, didn't you?
Give your hamster a little bit more food.
I'm still running on an i3 processor, with this computer, so it ain't gonna play nothing. I mean, it'll play the game, but the graphic card is so horrible with that I have to turn the He
gotta cut his lights off in the house, unplug the refrigerator.
I have to turn the dimension down on it to like 280p instead of 720 or 1080p. I have to turn it all the way down in order for it to run smoothly. So if I have the graphic, where it's showing crystal clear, it's gonna play really, really slow, because of that visual power that needs to run it. It just can't do it. But I'm in the process of getting a new PC. Like I said, I have everything downloaded. I just can't sit here and watch pixels. Pixelated players put across my screen. I just can't do that. But I'll get more in detail. I'll get more in depth to it. Once I get a new PC, and we're getting going. Yeah. Okay. But I do like the aspect. But but just to throw a little twist into the question you asked, you was asking Bo about scouting. Scouting for this game, it's probably going to be non-existing, and I don't mean for people not to scout, but it's because you can do whatever you want in here. No, we don't all have the same plays. I mean, we all have access to the same plays, but everyone's playbook is going to be so diverse from what we had in All Pro Football 2K8. Let's just say Arizona week 1, you want to use the Pittsburgh Steelers playbook. Week 2, you got to play Alamo City. Alamo City is scouting you, and you had the Pittsburgh Steelers playbook for week 1. Week 2, you can go and get the Carolina Panthers playbook. You can throw that your opponents off by so much because you already got the minimum plays you have to have in your playbook is 230. It was 150 on APF. Now it's 230. And I'm pretty sure Cameron Irvine loves it. He ain't got to touch the playbook no more. But yeah, I mean that's gonna be like the beauty of it, man. It's gonna be tough for defensive coordinators, man. It really is, because you don't know what the opponent's gonna throw at. You don't know if they're gonna keep that same playbook throughout the season.
Right.
Oh, you got some ghosts or something?
That's what I'm saying. You got distracted.
Like maybe y'all couldn't hear it, but that was just the loudest clap of thunder, and so my alarm is going off on my car because of the thunder. So, but if my power goes out, just know that there was just a huge rumble of thunder. I do need to go shut my car alarm off. So
okay.
I'll be right back. But that was crazy. I'll be right back.
The way he was looking up.
That's what I was like, man. Is everything okay? I'm trying to focus on what you're saying, but I'm looking at him like, you making me nervous. crazy. All right, so Bo, same question to you. What are your thoughts about the new game now that you have been exposed to it a little bit more? Perhaps you've downloaded the game and started actually running Sims. Maybe you have purchased a Retroid gaming device and you've been kind of practicing on that. What are your thoughts about it?
I've always been a fan of the switch to this game. I know that there were some people who had issues with it, but I was always more focused on the game playability of this game versus All Pro 2K8. Graphically, I don't think there's anybody who will debate that the graphics are a tad bit better on All Pro 2K8. But game playability, I think hands down, no one can question the fact that 2K4 is a better game. So all that being said, I think that the better gameplay is going to be better for the league as a whole. And I think that the slight downgrade in graphics we can get used to. As president, it's not really required of me to have the game. I'm just being, it's not expected of me. If it was, I would. In fact, I've asked, like, if they want me to get the game so I can do some Sims and, et cetera, et cetera. And, we've got such a dedicated staff that they're like, nah, bro, we got this. So between Albert Begin and on defense and James Troll on offense and Greg Soto as the head coach, all three of them have the game and run Sims regularly. Like they have it covered, and now that we've brought in the former London owner Liam Crowder, as our new defensive coordinator, when him and Albert get together, and like I said, they've got it all under control. So I don't really have to run Sims. I would if I needed to, but I don't have to. I've watched them run Sims. I've seen the gameplay. So I'm going to try to say this without giving away. We've got some of our new players running Sims as well. So it's we're well covered in that respect as far as the Retroid, as far as the gameplay. We've got some people that have it on PC. It's one of the advantages of having very seasoned veterans on the team who can pick stuff up, like Garrison Blue, aka Frank, he can run Sims and does a very good job at it. He's also an amazing scout. So we're covered. Fortunately for me, I don't really have to do much, because we've got a team full of staff and they are just, they're loving the gameplay. And similar to what Demond said, as far as scouting, good luck with that. Cause you can't really scout. And I think that's, kind of the direction that Cam wanted to go. Because I think that, All Pro 2K8 had gotten somewhat predictable. And so now with 2K4, you never know what somebody's going to do. There's so much versatility now with the gameplay. And like I said, I don't run it, but I've seen it. So now you can have all these sub packages that you couldn't have before. You can have all these, you can have a slot receiver that you couldn't have before. You can do all kind of crazy things with this game that you couldn't with 2K8. So again, I'm super excited about it. I don't want to give away too much about the game itself, but yeah, I'm all for it.
All right. So your thoughts on progression, being able to progress continuously. What are your thoughts? Do you see that being a benefit to the league and its players? Do you see that maybe it could bring some challenges in the future? What are your thoughts about constantly being able to progress?
My answer to that question is yes. Okay. To everything that you asked. Do I think it could bring some challenges? Yes. Do I like it? Yes. And answer to everything you said. So I'll tell you why. Not for my team, because I have a team full of, and forgive me, I'm a little bit partial, but I have a team full of dedicated players who love the team. They love the player environment. They love our locker room and they love everything about it. So they stay engaged. And, you know, the reason why that could be a bad thing for other teams is because if you have some players where the only thing they do is log in and do progression. You don't hear from them. They're not in the locker room. They don't talk. They don't come. They don't watch games. They're not in, you know. And so the only time you know they're still around is when they do progression. That's sad, but that there are a lot of teams who have players that way, you know. And again, that's something we're fortunate enough not to have in ACA. But for now that you don't have to do your progressions weekly, and now that it's going to be, as long as you have an active subscription that you progress, I feel like that could allow those who are already disengaged to disengage further. So that's my concern about the challenges it could create later on down the line. I feel like there still should be some way to make sure people stay engaged other than just paying a sub. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about more than just money, right? It's about, you know, community, it's about engagement. So if it's about more than just money, then, you know, progressing your players about more than just is your sub current. So, you know, but other than that, I do love the idea. I'm excited to not have to worry about progression. I'm excited to just, you know, be able to see money in my account like it's payday. You know, I work hard for 2 weeks. I expect that check to be in the account every 2 weeks. So same thing with, you know, with us with the football. So I'm excited about, you know, not having to actually do progression anymore. It makes it feel a lot I was going to say realer. That's not a word. It makes it feel a lot more real. As far as the business aspect of it, I do enjoy the challenges of trying to be under a cap. I do enjoy the challenges of, you know, trying to find players who are willing to be bench players, perhaps who are willing to get, you know, their start in the league and maybe work their way, or even just want to be a part of something great and are okay riding a bench, you know, or okay being not necessarily even riding a bench, but okay with being a second string player. The good thing about you know, 2K4 is that even the second string players are going to get a lot of playing time. So as long as the players know that, you know, we've got a couple of guys who reached out to us and were like, hey, if I'm not a starter at the beginning of the game, I'm okay. You know, I'll be a second string player. I just want to be a part of what y'all have going on. So we've got at least one person that we're adding who just wants to be a part of something great, and that's cool. So you know, that goes back to what I was saying about it being more than just about progression. And so I'm excited about the progression, the opportunity to do it continuously. I think it'll help to keep people more engaged during the off season. You know, but I do potentially see some challenges, as far as I said, for those people who are already not engaged.
Indeed. And I'm inclined to agree with you on that. But I think that, and Demond, I'm gonna let you go, I promise. I think that Cam's moving away from viewing players as chess pieces per se. He wants players to have more value, and for owners and GMs to really be selective in who they have, but treat them fairly, treat them right while they're there, because, you know, I believe that it's like having a value of commodity, right? Instead of just being like, oh, well, you know, I done lost 9 players, I'll just go to the draft and we'll get some more. You know, instead of having that mentality, you actually cultivate a culture that means something. Yeah.
And a good thing, I think that's, you know, kind of something that we take for granted in Alamo City, because we've been doing it all along. And I say that not to brag, it's just that, you know, that's the culture that we've been working to build since our ownership, the current ownership group, took over. And so it's like now, you know, it took a few seasons for us to get to the point where all those who wanted to, you know, maybe go somewhere else, they got to go where they wanted to go. And all those who wanted to come to us got to come to us. And now that we've got a team full of players who are happy to be here and want to be a part of what we've got going on, if you notice, we didn't lose any of our players this season. Not a one. We lost Chad Stinson as a defensive coordinator, but he didn't have a player. And, you know, shout out to him. I wish him all the best in Queen City as their defensive coordinator. But, you know, so as far as players go, we didn't lose anybody. And so everybody says they're all in, you know, Alamo City. And so we've been working on that culture for several seasons now, and so now that it's coming home to roost, we're excited about it because we don't have anything to worry about.
There you go. Demond.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Bo. I agree 100%. That it's good for the league. There will be some problems that may arouse, and each and every season you're going to have some guys that are going to disengage. During the off season. I mean, it happens every season, and with just about every team as well. It's I like it for the players because it gives them the ability, to be able to progress their players throughout. As we know that with this new setup, it's going to take these players a lot longer to get their players maxed out, or if they would ever be maxed out, in certain ratings or so forth. So it's going to be harder for them. So having them to be able to do that during the off season as well, I think is a plus, because it allows them to have that engagement of, okay, I can get a little closer, or whatever. But yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah, it's a game changer, really, because now you have to shift your entire strategy, because now it's not about season to season anymore. Now you literally have to think several seasons ahead, know, and for those who still want to approach this like a hand to mouth dinner, they don't understand. You got to eat for the whole year. You can't just worry about what you're eating today, because you're gonna have to eat later on too. So people are gonna have to change their approach. You can't, like you said, you can't treat people like a number. Like, if that's okay, if he goes, I can replace that guy with a rookie. You can't feel that way, because you don't want to just replace somebody. You want somebody who's going to come in, because at the end of the day, they can take their money and bounce if they're not happy. That's the cool thing about this.
And not progress. And they don't have
to. Right. They don't have to spend their money with your team. They can just bank that whole, So players now have a bit of power, and I think that's important. And I think that once I think that's actually going to be, I meant to say that before. I think that's actually going to be helpful for the league, because now the players are going to realize that they have some power, right? And so you're not going to just talk to me any kind of way. You're not going to just say, I have a voice now because I have money. I have my $10,000 a week, and I can spend it as I choose. And so if you don't want to work with me, I don't want to work with you. So I think that that's actually good for the players. It'll create a very good balance, a player / management / ownership relationship. And I think that it's going to eventually help us to grow.
I agree. And it's a fresh take on something that we've been doing for the past 20 seasons, 10 years, And I think that the only people that would have issues with it really are the people that aren't frankly just doing the right thing, whether they don't know how to do the right thing, or whether they're just choosing not to place value in the players. You're going to have to learn that in order for you to be successful. And I like that. I like that you are cultivating something more than just focusing on this game. Because I mean, when I'm asking all these people, why are you here? Why do you stay? 9 times out of 10 people tell me that they're here because of their friends. They're here because of the camaraderie. They're here because of their brothers, sisters, just the people. So why not invest in people that in turn are going to help you? So good stuff, gentlemen. It looks like we're all on the same page when it comes to that, and you won't have to worry about it if you're doing the right thing. So
yeah,
I do have a couple fun questions for y'all. So, and I got to make sure that I didn't ask you guys this beforehand. Okay. So, what is one thing that you've done in life that you will never do again? Okay. And I can start off with this one. Like when I went to Six Flags, and I've told this story before. I went to Six Flags and I rode on the Acrophobia. So this takes you all the way up miles in the air, miles. And then you are then suspended. They tilt you so you can look directly at the ground. Spin you a little bit. And once you get comfortable, they just drop you. Like no warning, no buzzer. You just I will never do that again in my life. Ever. When your stomach is here, nah, bro. That ain't for me. So what you got?
Did he? You all right?
I hope he okay. Like, listen, I'm choking.
Oh goodness.
I'll let you go next.
No, I'm good. I'm battling a cold for about a week now, so it's just some more mucus just decided to come up.
All right. Yeah. That's okay.
I will never.
You need some honey lemon tea. Stat.
I do. Yeah. She's looking stat. Look at her using those nurse terms. Medical terms. Stat.
You know, funny story. A lot of the females in my family were nurses.
Really?
Yeah, I was gonna go down that road, but I second guessed myself. I didn't think I could do it. So I decided not to. But
gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm like, go ahead, Bo. Answer the question.
All right. There's so many things that I
know, right?
That I will never do again. Let me see. So if I could pick one, you know what? I went on a fishing trip with about 12 of my friends, and we went out to the coast, off the South Carolina coast. And we got there, and there was, like I said, there was probably about 12 to 15 of us. And when I saw the boat, I was like, that's the boat we getting on? Like, it was a very small boat. It was so small that all of us couldn't even sit down at the same time. And I was like, okay, well, let's get on. So I was already trepidatious, but I went ahead and got on anyways. And so we went out a little ways, and we were fishing. Again, we couldn't even all sit down. So some of us were standing up. Oh, and that was another thing. We had to take turns fishing because the boat was so small. All of us couldn't even, cast out in separate directions. So we literally had to take turns. And I was like, what kind of bootleg mess is this? So, we were catching like these little bitty fish, and the guy was like, if y'all want to go out further, we might catch some bigger fish. And I was like, nah, this boat's kind of rinky dink, and some of my buddies who wanted to catch bigger fish was like, man, we got to go out. We got to go further out. And the boat guy was like, the water's really choppy out there today, so we might want to stay close. And my buddies was like, nah, we good, man. We good. Let's go. And I was like, are y'all? It was like, okay. And the guy was like, okay. The tour guy was like, I want me to take you. We'll take you. So we went out, must have been about, I'd say we were like maybe a half hour off the coast. We went out maybe like an hour and a half off the coast. And so we sitting up there, and these guys are trying to fish, and the boat is literally going like this. I mean, it was to the point where guys were sliding from one end of the boat to the other. It was so bad. It was so bad. And the only bathroom was like a little downstairs latrine. It didn't even flush. It was just like a gourmet bucket where you could go down and just, so I'm trying to so we going like this, and I had been holding it. I had to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna try to walk to the bathroom. And as soon as I started to walk to the bathroom, I got nauseous. And so the guy at the shore gave me a little, I'm gonna try to wrap it up. The guy at the shore gave me a little tip. He said, if you ever feel nauseous, keep your eyes on the horizon, because the horizon, which was a great tip, by the way, the horizon always stays still. So he was like, don't look at the water, look at where the sun meets the water. And he was like, if you focus on that, it'll keep you from getting seasick. So I was like, all right. So I tried to, go to the bathroom, both rocking like this, both rocking. And as soon as I got halfway to the bathroom, and I was like, oh, shoot. So I was like, nope, can't go to the bathroom. So I literally turned around, and guys were flying by me. I just grabbed onto one of the poles, right? because it was moving that fast. Dude was throwing up over here. Another dude went sliding by me. I had to catch him by the leg. So I'm like, I'm just, and the whole while I'm staring at the skyline. And so, and some of my guys who are just hardcore fishermen are still trying to fish while we going like this. And they still casting a rod, and they got their legs spread wide open trying to brace themselves, you know. And they still, and the boat's going like this, and dudes sliding past me like this, and dude fishing like this. And new old boy got threw up on his shoe, and it on his Jordans at that. I'm like, first of all, why would you wear Jordans to a doggone fishing trip? But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So I'm like, and finally, everybody, you know, after like 3 people threw up, they was like, all right, maybe we should head back. Meanwhile, here I am like this. My eyes is tired because I am literally, I gotta go to the bathroom, so I gotta pee, and I've been staring at the doggone horizon, and every time I even started to take my eyes off the horizon, I got nauseous. So I'm like, I gotta pee. The bathroom's behind me. I can't take my eyes off the horizon. So then I tried to back my way to the bathroom, keeping my eyes on the horizon. And I'm like, nope, that don't work either. So I was like, so long story short, I held it for 1 hour and 45 minutes, clinging on to a pole for dear life, while we navigated back to the shore. When I got off that boat, I was literally angry. My friends was like, what's up? What's wrong with you? I was like, shut up, don't talk to me. Like, I was angry. And I walked over to the bathroom, and I went to the bathroom, and I came back, and they was like, you want some of these fish? I was like, man, them fish. I don't want none of them fish. I said, I'm ready to go home now. And that was, yeah. And the crazy thing is, I've been on 5 cruises, right? So it's not like I don't know what it's like out on the ocean. I've been on cruises, but that little boat, never again. Long story short, never again.
Listen, if you told that story to me before I ever got on the boat, I don't think I would have ever even tried, because that's too much to be going. There's too much going on at one time.
And they actually went back in October. They went again. They was like, hey, Bo, you want to go with us? I was like, dude, don't even call my. They put me in a WhatsApp group. I was like, you might as well go ahead and take me out of this, buddy. No, sir. But we got a bigger boat this time. I was like, well, then y'all have fun.
Look, it's not a cruise ship size, bro. We ain't doing it.
And then they got back. Why? It was the same size boat, and more people got sick this time than did when I went.
Let's see. Nah.
I said, see, I'd have punched one of y'all in the face if I'd have went this time. Probably threw one of them fools off the doggone side of the itty bitty boat.
No. Bo, you way too cute to go to jail, honey. You don't need to do that.
I appreciate that, but thank you. And I know you're right. So, nah.
Give me that damn blue fucker. I don't know. Oh man.
I can't. Oh my God.
I don't think I have anything that I've done that I wouldn't.
Never again. Never again.
I think Bo getting mad all over again.
I'm having flashbacks. I don't even wave bye to people no more. Like, that's how bad I know. No more waves.
F y'all.
No more waves. I throw up the deuces. No more waves.
Oh, boy, you're hilarious. Hilarious.
It was bad.
I don't think I have anything that's a PG that I regret.
Oh, you gotta save that for my other show then.
Yeah, I don't need people hitting up Ashley. Ashley, why you allowed the mom to say that I had my son sitting right here next to me?
Right.
What is?
You know they will. You know they will.
Mm-hmm. Now my son actually. Stop.
Oh my God. Again, I cannot be held responsible for anything.
Come on, tell everybody who's gonna come. I'm gonna tell them, hit me with your best shot when they come with your COC complaints. Come on, hit me with your best shots.
I can't. Oh my God.
Oh man. Nah. Let me see. I don't know, man. Bo had a good one, but that was a good ass story. I'm not looking for something to top it, but I'm just looking for something to come near it.
In the vicinity.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have anything that I've done that I would never do again. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't think I have any.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll let you slide. I'll let you slide on this one, but the next time you come in, you're gonna have to figure out something. Tell me. Deal?
No.
You can talk about that. You can talk about that on late night school session.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I can't.
Oh man. All right.
Okay. So I got one more. Maybe two. Depends on how long it takes y'all to answer. So you guys can take a trip anywhere, but it can only be two places. It could either be to the forest, or it has to be like somewhere cold, like extremely cold, like Alaska cold. So
I'm from Ohio, so that's an easy one.
Okay. Which one?
Wait, is there more to the story, or is that it?
No, either you're going to be living, right, for a week in this area. So if you choose the cold, you're gonna live in like an igloo kind of thing. Or if you're in the woods, you're gonna be camping. So there is no, hey, I'm bringing my game. There is no, he just disappeared. He's like, I'm not answering that. But no, like there is no like, hey, let's turn the lights on. Like you literally gonna be living off the land. Which one would you prefer to do?
Are we gonna continue?
Yeah, go ahead. And then I'll catch him up later.
Okay. So like I said, I'm from Wisconsin. So for me, I have no desire to live, because what you fail to mention is it doesn't matter whether you're in the igloo or in the forest, you're still not gonna have any amenities. Mm-mm. So either you can be, no internet, no games, and freezing, or you can be no internet, no games in the woods, and the only thing you got to worry about is, animals. So I think I'll take my chances in the forest.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have a very significant disdain for cold weather. Yeah, it that makes me angry too. Like I don't want to be in cold weather anymore. I spent the first X amount of years in Milwaukee, and while I love Milwaukee dearly, I miss it every day. I will never return home as far as to live. I go home to visit. I love my city. I rep my city. I always have and I always will. I've been away 15 years and I still call it home. However, it's too cold. So yeah, I would choose the forest.
Okay.
Unless, well, no, you said cold in like Alaska. No.
Yeah, like Alaska.
I'm good. I'm good.
Can you repeat the question? Somehow I got kicked out. I don't know
No
what happened.
worries. That's that hamster wheel internet you got
You
going
forgot
on.
you forgot to crank it.
Yeah, you're right. I did get to crank it.
So the question is, which would you prefer if you had to live in a week for a week? Would you live in a very cold climate like Alaska, like out in an igloo, kind of living off the land, or would you prefer to do it in the woods, like the forest, kind of with?
I'll take the forest for free, Alex, from Jeopardy. I can't do the cold weather, man. Even being down here in Houston, and I remember I used to work outdoors in construction, and in the wintertime, man, my feet would get so cold till it felt like I had frostbites. I couldn't walk. I didn't have frostbite. I mean, I wasn't frostbitten, but my feet was just so cold. I couldn't walk. My hands would be so cold or whatever. No, I can't do it. That's when I turned myself into a house employee, where I only work indoors.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. My last
I
question.
can't see how people do that show naked and afraid. And
I've seen that. Yeah. Oh.
They do it in Alaska. I ain't never seen the Alaska version.
Yeah, they got a new one, in the new version in Alaska. I mean, I don't watch the show. I just see the commercial. Nah, bro.
You can say you watch it. You can say you watch it.
Okay, I watch it.
I don't watch it. I'm not a perv no more. I mean,
no more. See, that goes back to that story he wanted to tell. Now, this is the last question. This is the last question, and it kind of ties into what we just talked. Are you capable of living off the land and providing everything that you need for your family if you had to? Now, meaning, if you had to go hunt for your own food, if you had to make a fire, if you had to build like some true survivor type deal, would you be able to do that? So I know some of y'all Boy Scouts, some of y'all learn how to build fires, and all this kind of stuff, and use tarp to make shelter and stuff like that. Do you think that you could?
So before I answer, can I take things with me, or is it like Naked and Afraid where I only get to take like 2 things?
No, you using the resources that are around you to be able to literally, hey, you're a survivor. I have to make my shelter.
Oh, yeah.
Make my fire.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
We got electricity?
No, man. This is like this is some survivor type stuff.
you're like off the grid.
Yes.
Do we have tools at least?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. I'm straight.
So you know how to build a house and all this kind of stuff, but build a shelter.
I can build a tent. Like, I can take 4 sticks and put them in the ground and get a tarp and be like, yeah, let's get comfortable.
Nah, I'm out of pocket. I'm gonna die. I'm out of pocket. Oh man,
I got my fishing poles, so I
really,
I can dig. Yeah, right, exactly. Because I sure ain't been using them. So I can, and I can dig in the earth and pull up some worms for bait, and and catch dinner and start a fire, and yeah. So
which leaves you can eat and which leaves you can use to white wit. Which leaves?
I mean, that's just trial and error, like.
Wait a minute. Bo gonna be like The Rock on that movie, The Rundown, when he ate that fruit. You become paralyzed.
I can't. Oh my god.
What Mark was cooking.
I guess that was a wrong leaf.
Yes, that was a wrong. We won't eat that one no more.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
You be all right? Oh, okay.
All right.
Noted. Demond?
I ain't gonna make it. I'm a city boy. I'm a city boy. I need everything that's already existing. I tell myself and I tell other people all the time. I don't think I would have made it in the early 1900s, the 1800s, 17, 16, and beyond. I think God made me a 1980 baby for a reason.
You know what? He's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it right here.
Let's just save him till the 80s. So because otherwise he ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He gonna be right back up here with me.
Color Polaroids was just coming into play when I came around.
Oh my god! So I have
y'all young whippersnappers. I tell you what.
Yeah, living without AC, couldn't do it. Oh, man, I don't know how they did it, bro. And then to think about it, man, guys in the air.
You'd have lived back then in the 1700s. You'd have been up in the house, huh?
Yeah, I would have. Similar light.
I can't. Oh my god.
When I was watching something in his face, he say the house slave was way different from the field slave. The house slave would tell master, are we hungry? He say, master, we sure living good, ain't we?
Oh my god. That's Demond, huh? Right.
Yeah, that's Demond right there.
I would have been Samuel L. Jackson all day. Django.
Wow. At least you know that about yourself.
Boss, he ain't working.
That would have been both. He ain't working, boss.
I'll get him for you, boss. I'll get him for you. Let me get him, boss.
Yeah.
I'll teach him not to mess with you, boss. Let me get him.
Well, it's good to know. It's good to know, who you would want to align with if things go down.
Not Demond.
You want to get it over with quick? Let's go hang out with Demond. And some sort of a chance, then go hang out with Bo.
Yeah.
You got the fishing poles. Get some fish.
It's the blind eating the blind over here. Yeah.
I can't.
I mean, I can hunt, but like as far as like building shelter, I ain't.
Hey, it ain't gonna be pretty. It ain't gonna be pretty. I ain't saying I'm gonna build you like a 3-bedroom cottage.
My aunt asked me to come build a doghouse for her one time. I think I was like 15 years old. She came outside like, "What the hell is this?" She built some of my wood.
Oh yeah, see, I can build a doghouse. I can build, and if that's all we need is a big doghouse for us to live in, I'm good. I got you.
You okay?
Yeah. I done built this studio that we in now. I built it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so and you can't really tell, but it's not. This is an actual room. You can't really see it because of the camera, but like I can close my door right here, and now we're in an enclosed space. This is where I do my voiceover recording.
Yeah,
gotcha.
But yeah, I built this myself, and I built a wall upstairs to give my wife some office space. What else did I build? I built several things. Yeah, I put together a tool shed out in the backyard, and
Okay, true. I mean, like if I got if I got some tools and some instructions, then I'm your guy.
Amazon in that bad boy right there.
I tell you one thing, I ain't shopping at IKEA no more.
Too many damn pieces, bro. Yeah.
Too many pieces.
Doggone Swedish instructions.
Honey, I learned a new language.
Hey, if they send you a Rosetta Stone package with your doggone dresser, you got a problem.
You bought a dresser. You put together a chair.
These parts look weird.
Right.
Y'all are nuts. I can't with y'all. I swear. Oh, I did have another question, but I forgot what it was because we've been laughing so much and so hard. I forgot what it was. But I learned a lot from asking these questions, seeing what y'all done.
Might I just say, Ashley, that you probably should, when you wearing that wonderful shirt, you should probably sit up so that your lower half is on camera as well.
Why?
Because when you drop down to like shoulder level, it looks like you ain't got no shirt on.
Oh, well, maybe more people watch. I don't know.
Oh, she ain't got no shirt on. Let me click on this.
Right. Hey, you should use that as your thumbnail for the video. 1,000 views.
Oh my God.
Next you know, Ashley done went viral.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I haven't already, but that's a whole other. Dang it, what was the other question, man? It was something along the lines of oh man, I forgot. It was something along the lines of like people are so engulfed in like having all the luxuries of things. Like, would you be able to survive? Like, you know how your cell phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people used to remember numbers. People used to have to remember the phone numbers and used to use a pencil instead of typing. Do you really think that you will, if you don't use it, you will wind up losing? So like the ability to really maybe write legibly with a pencil, or the ability to do cursive, because I know like right now they're not even teaching our children cursive in school anymore.
I thought they started back.
Mm-mm.
Well, maybe they're starting back, which will be a great thing, because how are you going to sign checks? How are you going to sign?
Yeah, because I think at the beginning of the century they stopped, and then if I'm not mistaken, they started back up a few years ago. At least here in Texas, they started back. Because my daughter didn't know how to write in cursive, and I taught her. I taught her myself, and me and my wife, went and got the handwriting books and stuff like that for her and stuff. Because she saw my handwriting, and she was like, "Oh, what is that?" Like, this is in cursive. I'm like,
hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
I knew he was old, Daddy, but I didn't think he was ancient of days, old Daddy.
I can't. No, my penmanship ain't like John Hancock's, and them boys. but I got a nice penmanship. But yeah, so she was fascinated by it, and she asked me to teach her, and I taught her how to write in cursive. Yeah, so she was the only one in her class that knew how to write in cursive and so forth. But yeah, it's crazy how they stopped that like that.
Yeah, they're still not teaching here. So I don't. If they're teaching in Texas, that's good. But my daughter is in 4th grade, and they're not teaching it.
Yeah, you learn it around 4th, 5th grade. That's when you're supposed to learn.
Yeah, they haven't even talked about it.
But do you think that you actually use that or lose that ability if you don't use it? Like if you just rely on these little machines to remember and to do things, even like math, you're relying on that calculator instead of trying to do it in your head. It kind of makes you lazy in a sense. Do you
if
think?
If you all have never seen it, there's a movie called Idiocracy. Have you seen it?
No.
Mm-mm.
Idiocracy is it's a hilarious comedy, and it addresses this exact thing.
Okay.
Idiocracy, if you haven't seen it, came out in like early 2000s, but the movie takes place like 1,000 years ahead of us. And the entire premise of the movie is that human beings have gotten so dumb because of technology that we are no longer capable of even the most simple tasks. And
wow.
The some of the things that they do and say you're like, yo, that could actually happen. It's a hilarious movie. Terry Crews is in it. I forget who else is in it, but what's the guy's name? I can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me. I'll blurt it out. But it's a hilarious movie. Luke Wilson is in it. Terry Crews is in it. And but yeah, so it could totally happen because like basically in that movie, humans had got so dumb, and what happened was Luke Wilson had somehow been cryogenically frozen in our time and got unthawed 1,000 years in the future. And when he got unthawed, he was legit the smartest man on the planet because, you know, he had came from our time, and everybody in that time was just dumb as a doggone box of stupid rocks. So, yeah. Anyway, so he was, you know, doing things that we would do in today's day, and they had no idea what he was doing in that year, like 3000 and whatever it was. But Idiocracy is a hilarious movie, so check it out. If you like dumb movies, check it out.
Okay.
But it addresses exactly what you're saying about, you know, if we continue on this path that we're on, where we forget how to, you know, just even write stuff, and all of a sudden, because if you think about it, that could very easily happen, because now with AI, like and text to speech, you literally don't have to write anything anymore. Like you know, not only you know, you can look at your phone and say, hey, text Dr. Sim, and the phone be like, what would you like to tell him? Yo, Dr. running 15 minutes late. I'll be there in a while. Send, and you're done. You never had to type. You never had to write. You know, so you know, and now with AI, shucks, AI is scary. Now it's like, hey, write me a 3,000 page report on Booker T. Washington, and there it is. Send. So, you know, it's very feasible to think that in the next several hundred years we could be dumb as a box of dum-dums. I'm glad I won't be here to see it.
Yeah, I've always wondered if we've just been too complacent and just too reliant on this thing that could just be taken away from you in an instant.
I have wondered, and not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I've said for many years, if another country wanted to attack us, the best thing they could do would be to attack our internet infrastructure, right? Because there would be utter chaos in the streets if that happened. And what that made me think about is, how would the majority of people born in the 90s and 2000s and even 2010s, how would they fare if they had no internet? Like, think about how many kids who are now teenagers who have never once been to a library. You know, think about those kids. If you mention a Dewey Decimal System, they think you're talking about Dewey. Like, what is a Dewey? Is that like a Dewey Morning? What is a Dewey Decimal System? They have no idea. So, you know, I do wonder, like, how would people fare if you had to go back to a phone book, for example? If you had to go back to, like you said, memorizing people's phone numbers. If your cell phones became, you know, a thing of the past, all of a sudden they didn't work anymore, what would you do? Like, so I have wondered those things. I'm not, you know, a conspiracy theorist, but I try to stay grounded for that exact reason. Like, I try to remember as many phone numbers as I can. I try to, you know, still write things out when I can. You know, I try not to keep everything typing on a computer, and, you know, I specifically try not to use speech to text sometimes, even though it's easier. But yeah, because it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, you're right. It's funny. My daughter laughs at me. Like, even when I'm texting her, I use the punctuation marks. You know, she's like, "Why are you putting this in the text message?" Hey, because you're supposed to use them.
Right. And whole words, like, why are you putting "I don't know" instead of "IDK"? Like, because that's the words. Like,
crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But gentlemen,
it's so bad now. They don't even put "you're welcome." They just put "YW."
Yep. Well, good morning, GM.
What in the world? Like, GM. You know, that's scary. And think about if that becomes acceptable. Think about what's going to happen to our language as we know it. You know, in 50 years of people typing YM or GM, after a while, nobody's going to even know what GM stands for. When they just see each other, they're going to be like, GM, you know, and they're not even going to know that those used to be words. And that's how stuff degenerates. So,
yeah. Wow.
Good point.
That's right. That is a great point.
Freaking great points, gentlemen.
Yeah.
But thank you. I know it's late, so I just want to thank y'all so much for taking the time out to hang out with me. And I really appreciate it. Before I let y'all go, you know what I normally do. You have any questions for me?
Oh, bro.
Yeah, why y'all ain't got no questions?
I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked you last time I saw you. What's up with you playing that guitar behind you? Why don't you go ahead and play us something?
That is a great question, Bo. I'm down for that. Or is it there just for decoration?
Right. She trying to look talented. Now show us the talent.
I know she's trying to look talented. Stop it.
Show us the talent.
I am learning. I'm not there yet to be able to show off what I know. Oh my God. Hold on.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Bo was able to get us a show.
Right. Go ahead, do some Tracy Chapman. Give me one reason to stay.
No, we ain't doing that, bro. We ain't there yet.
Don't play no Mary Had a Little Lamb.
No, I mean, because I'm learning bass lines, so it don't make sense unless you hear the whole song.
Go ahead, what you got?
Come on. What am I doing?
I try to tell myself.
Hold on 1 second.
Do it. She gonna sing an old Negro spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the drinking gourd.
The hell was that?
Oh, Negro spiritual.
That's not what that sounds like to me.
Wade in the water.
That's not.
Wade.
Can y'all even hear me? Y'all can't even hear this thing.
Yes, we can hear you.
We don't hear the guitar.
We can't hear the guitar. No.
Oh well, I don't have a mic, so unfortunately y'all can't hear.
You didn't even do nothing.
I was just playing. You didn't hear me. I promise.
Yeah, I got it in my earbud. I don't hear nothing.
Look, you notice how she got the guitar out of sight. You can go ahead.
Your finger ain't touching that string. That string ain't moving.
I want to know what kind of noise cancellation you got.
That's what I want to know too. Mm-hmm.
Listen, I was playing it. Y'all didn't hear it. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to tell you. You want to buy?
I'm gonna hit you with the Martin.
Right.
I tell you what. Now, if y'all want to pitch in and buy me a microphone so I can put it right here.
All you got to do is turn off your Zoom noise cancellation, and we'll be able to hear it just fine. So
I don't have a Zoom noise cancellation.
Yes, you do.
No. Okay, so I tried.
All right. I'm gonna let you live.
Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. Of course, I can't let you go without giving you the last words. So that could be a song, that can be a poem, or just a simple shout out. But right now, Bo, the floor is yours. I don't know where Demond went.
All right.
Oh no, I was responding to a message to T-Roy.
So I'd like to thank the entire SFL, starting first with Mr. Cam Irvine. Thank you so much for putting this all together, sir. We greatly appreciate you and your wonderful dedication to the Simulated Football League. And also, too, I'd like to thank all of my co-owners of the wonderful Alamo City Artillery. You're all greatly appreciated. And right on down the line, the general managing staff and, incredible general managers in Rain Rie and Gunny McGuire. So thank you to them as well. And we've got an incredible group of teammates. I wish I could name them all, but time simply will not allow. So thank you to the entire Alamo City Artillery. And I am super excited about season 21. And, anyone who has aspirations of joining the Alamo City Artillery, please reach out to myself. Or you can also reach out to any one of my GMs or any one of my fellow owners as well. Thank you very much, Ashley, for allowing us this wonderful venue. And at this time, I'll turn it back to you.
Now, how can I go after that news broadcast?
That was so professional. You could tell
Well,
he
it
had.
sound like you on Fox News, ABC,
Okay.
CBS.
And back to you. Come on.
One second here, Bob. I'm getting a report. Okay, never mind. We're good.
Can you do that again in Bubba's voice?
Oh my God. Shut down.
Come on, give me a Bubba sighting. Give me a Bubba sighting.
I gotta go get Bubba. You gotta remember, I'm not Bubba. I gotta go get Bubba. But Bubba don't like being on camera.
Oh my land, boy, you had me rolling on Dave Axis.
Yes, that was hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Bubba, come here one. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize for him. He just, ever since he's been living with us, he's been a little bitter. So I apologize.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
Shit, my head hurt, bro. Oh, Demond, come on, we gotta end this before I fall out, bro.
Oh man. First, let me say happy birthday to Cam. If you watch this, happy birthday, brother. I know today was your birthday of this airing of this particular episode of the show. Oh man. Shout out to the entire Houston organization, from the front office on down, especially the front office guys. We brought in Tom Tanner as our new GM, and Tom has been hitting the pavement, running full speed, doing everything that I've asked for and everything beyond. When you get someone that come into your front office and they take a liking to it and basically take that position and make it their own, and not replica of what they saw, from the previous regime or whatever. So I pretty much like that. Tom came in and went full stick. Just basically came in and just, showed the leadership of that GM spot. We've also signed Josh Rowe as our defensive coordinator, and Josh is also our manager of player operations. And so it's looking good. We're looking good down in Houston, So the players as well, I'm excited for everyone who has decided to come back to the team. And I think this is going to be a pretty good season for us, man. I know we say that every team say that about themselves each year, but if you ain't believing it, why you here? If you don't believe it, why you here? Ashley, if you don't do it, and since you didn't do it with us, or your next guest that you may have on, or whenever you make sure you do, write this down. If you have a pair of owners on, ask them how do they feel about the punishment that the league is bringing to the teams for not having 23 players on the roster going into the draft.
If that's something that you want to discuss before we leave, you can do that.
Hey, that may be another hour.
Look at time.
Look at both.
I got time.
You got a whole another one. Well, I ain't got nothing.
I'll bust it open.
That was too easy. I'm not gonna even. If that's something that you guys definitely want to, talk a little bit about, then we can. But if you would like me to invite you back on another show so we can go back in detail.
Look at Ashley trying to make a part two. Look, she's trying to make a part two. Ashley, I see you.
Yeah, that may have to be a part two.
Okay.
That may have to be a part two. Yeah.
Okay.
You down for both?
Have you ever done a part two episode where you did like a part one and part two? Because hey, we might be setting a trend.
Yeah, I actually have.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
I actually have. Before Cam was like, "Nah, this is cool. You can make the 4-hour shows." I used to do the half, the part ones and part twos. But I don't have a problem with it. There are some it's some interesting conversations that are going on, and I would definitely like to get your thoughts and your opinions about it. But we can do something like that probably next week if you want to do something like that.
I will be out of the country. Yes, you're very well. So, my 20-year wedding anniversary was earlier this month.
Okay.
So to celebrate, we are leaving for Aruba on Sunday morning. So I will be out of the country from Sunday to the following weekend, and yeah, we'll be down in Aruba.
Nice. Well, hit me up when you get back. And we'll set something up when you get back. I'm sure Demond. I don't think Demond gonna be taking no trips to Aruba. You know.
No. My anniversary just passed last week. Hell, we ain't do shit. I mean, yeah, we just bought this house here. We ain't doing nothing for another year or so.
I know that's right.
Hey, that's a good anniversary present. Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be everything. This was Christmas. This was Valentine's Day. This was Mother's Day.
4th of July.
Ramadan, all of that.
That's everything.
Yeah. All right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Cannot wait to have you back on. We all have
it's a pleasure.
All right, brothers. Bye.
All right, take care.
Oh.
That's it. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I am truly grateful that you guys stopped in. Thanks to all of my special guests for coming out this evening. And I want to special thanks Diggy for being able to make it today. Is there anything else you want to say before you go, Diggy?
What I bake?
Huh?
Bake it today. What am I baking? Brownies?
I didn't say bake. I said make it today.
Oh, I thought you said bake it today. No, as always, I appreciate you having me on here. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do this with you. It's been multiple seasons of it, and I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed every episode, and when you say, "Hey, I got to run the show this way this week," it's like, I look forward to it. It's all good. I understand it. But I want to say I'm glad that some of the newer rookies reached out to you. That means our message from a couple shows ago was heard, and somebody that's a fresh face is stepping up to the plate right out of the gate. So hopefully people can see it's nothing big and scary and can jump on that too. So congrats for taking that step and coming on the show, especially being so green in here. So it says a lot. I appreciate it.
Indeed it does. Thank you all so much again for watching. Cannot wait to bring you another great podcast next week, y'all. But until then, stay safe, treat each other well. Diggy, Striker, we're out.
She gonna start the record.
So
she's
don't be coming up here
recording
acting
so
like
she can
first
get
of
on
all.
me.
Yep.
I almost hit the leave meeting button.
I still got mine up. I'm contemplating.
Demond, you cannot be sitting up here getting on me when you was the one that went out to go get something to eat.
You know what? That was a last minute decision by my wife. She was like, "Are you hungry?" I'm like, "No, I'm not hungry. I just ate probably a few hours ago." Well, I think I want some Panda Express. They just say no. What about Olive Garden? You want Olive Garden? Now you can't ask me about if I want Olive Garden. You know I'm gonna say yes because I love Italian food. So that was a no-brainer for me. So, and this is about 7:30 Central.
Exactly. So we were supposed to be doing it at 7:00 my time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you went and got something to eat, and then Bo went MIA when we.
Bo didn't go nowhere. I wish I had a flag. I'd throw that joker. Bo didn't go nowhere. Don't you put that on me.
You had to boot up the hamster wheel to get your computer.
Yeah, she didn't tell me. She said Bo said he was booting up. That was about 5 minutes ago. No.
I told you I was working on my car. You know, I had to get camera ready. I got to be pretty.
Bo got that computer that's a combustion engine. You know, the old one from the
I had to
30s.
crank
You
it.
gotta
I had
get
to
out
crank
there.
it up. I had to throw some more coal in there. Then I had to crank it over this. That's what happens, you know.
I can't.
Sure ain't gonna start.
You better hurry up and get started for the coals go out.
I'm telling you, hey, if the internet starts slowing down, you're gonna have to give me a minute to go throw some more coals on the
Okay.
What y'all was
Okay, this is gonna be long already. I can tell. I'm gonna have 6 questions.
Good news is you ain't got to worry about my power going out because it's me.
Oh my goodness. My jaw was hurt. They ain't gave no oral pleasure.
And now we'd like to welcome everyone to AJ After Dark.
Oh my God.
I may get hit with a COD.
Oh.
Don't edit it out either. Just leave that right where.
Oh. Put this.
Make sure you put it.
Listen.
Make sure you put it in the description. You at your own.
With certain people, I already know. Now they gonna get me.
Oh my goodness. Now that's how you start a show.
That's what I'm talking.
Woo, I'm hot.
All right.
I am too.
Me too. But that's from something else. That's from
I'm
that's
ready to go back to Wisconsin now.
I need to cool off. It's all them coals from the doggone furnace. From my...
Oh, okay.
You're gonna be on here like 3 hours. Just say it.
Okay, I promise because you started.
Oh man.
Okay. You do realize that your other name is up there, Bo.
I don't know. It is. Oops. Hold on 1 second. Well, you know, the good news is the majority of people know where Bo is. Just for those, since we already know it's up there. Bo is the name that I go by and have. My government name is, you know, as you can see. If you call me that, I won't answer. So.
Oh, okay.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be like, who?
Is brother Bubba in town?
Now my phone making noise. Hold on.
This is a heck of a way to start, guys. Guys, I'm sorry.
There we go. So now, there we go. How about that?
If we can get a sighting from brother Bubba sometime tonight,
boy, yo, you gonna need a whole nother disclaimer for Bubba.
SFL Nights with AJ Striker and the SFL is not responsible.
The views and opinions expressed on the page. All right.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
And don't you cut out what happened before this.
Hey, you know what? Feel free to edit at this point. Anything you like.
So more than likely, that's gonna be one of my outtakes. So I can't let it go. It's too much. All right, for real.
Nothing wrong with a good bloopers.
I agree. All right, recording in 3 and 1.
So now
she didn't want to show us how good she is.
that's what it is. It's cool. She like people got to pay me for my talent.
Exactly.
Well, now this is I'm learning how to play this. I actually can play the flute, which is up front. I'm not getting ready to go up there and get the flute. However, perhaps the next
You're talking
time,
about a real flute.
what other flute is there for me to be talking? Oh God! Yep, I gotta cut that one.
I'm sorry.
Definitely gotta cut that one.
Bo, you bad. You bad.
So bad,
Bo.
bro. I blame you, Bo.
Don't put that on me.
I
I
told
had to
you.
find an outlet.
All of a sudden, y'all head just went elsewhere. Yeah, this whole stuff got to be cut.
I even remember your name. I used to call you Jawbone.
Oh, a long time
We
ago.
just don't make movies like that no more.
Oh my God. Well, if that's if that's all y'all got, I'm gonna release y'all back into the wild.
Wait, what was the question?
I asked, did y'all have any more questions for me? And I smell wood burning, so I know y'all got some questions, but you apprehensive about.
I might have to buzz. I might have to buzz up on my green sucker.
I mean, you did look pretty talented earlier with what you were.
They don't call me thick and juicy for nothing.
Oh, okay. Oh my God.
What the heck do you want, boy? No, I want to. You know what time it is? It's time for bed. You sitting here talking about playing with your doggone SFL friends. You know what that time for that mess? I got 3 women upstairs, and here you come trying to talk to me about some doggone SFL. Okay? I got an SFL upstairs. I got single fat ladies, and you trying to talk to me about some doggone football. I ain't trying to hear about no doggone football. I'm trying to get something doggone to do with my balls. Understand me? Okay, Bubba. Never mind. Never mind. God, dog. Just never mind. I'm so sorry. I didn't. Just go. Just go. I told y'all. It was not
Let's say single fat lady.
I told y'all it's not gonna be pretty. I didn't want to call him any.
My chest hurt.
I don't want to play no damn football.
Oh my God, single fat ladies. I can't believe you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize for him. He just, ever since he's been living with us, he's been a little bitter. So I apologize.
That's hilarious.
Shit, my head hurt, bro.